Welcome in to another Running with the Timberwolves podcast. Forget that last thing happened about 10 minutes ago, and we're going to do this one. My name is Gabe Anderson, and I'm joined, as always, by Chris Emerson. Chris, how we doing?
Yeah, we're doing well, man. We're doing well. We're holding our own. We'd like to have Anthony Edwards back, but the team is getting by.
Yeah, we might get him back on Saturday. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if we rush him back. I see a lot of discourse online saying like, "Oh, rest Ant against the Pistons," but I mean, this Pistons team is a hungry team. If he's ready to go, I think they put him out there. I'm not saying he needs to be out there, but to be honest, I would like to avoid the Lakers in the first round at all costs. That's kind of where I'm at. I really don't care 4 or 5 to be honest, but if we can avoid the Lakers, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. And I think we've got enough sample size where we've seen something ways that we can improve as a team once we add him back. And if a guy's healthy, play him. That's just kind of how the Timberwolves have always been. And I'm guessing Edwards will be ready to play.
Right, absolutely. So usually, and before we get going, make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and or Apple. So we take a wider lens at the week that was for the Wolves. Usually we look at, like a couple games or kind of speak in generalities of how the whole week went. But we just had maybe the craziest, maybe not best, although I had to put that in the thumbnail because it's you got to put things that catch people in the thumbnail. But we just had one of the most improbable comebacks in Timberwolves and NBA history last night. And as you can see on the right side of the screen, we're just going to go play by play of this comeback. We're not going to maybe at the end we'll get into how the Wolves actually blew the lead with 3 minutes left, up 9. But I got to be honest, with all the technicals and all of the officiating, you can blame Scott Foster. I thought Randall got fouled at the end of regulation, but I know that's a tough call to make. I got to say, as someone in the building, the second that they didn't give us that overturn on the call, and then Nas got the T and Rudy got the T, I thought it was over. I was close to leaving.
Yeah, it was messy. It got real messy at the end. The NBA likes drama, so maybe give us a little bit more entertainment.
Right, yeah, for sure. And then the Rockets continued to grow their lead, and this is where we're going to jump into it. We're just going to do a little film study here. It is it's 106-95, 3:10 left. The players on the court, you may notice, not necessarily the murderer's row out here. We got Kyle, we got Bones, we got Randall, we got Conley, and then we got DiVincenzo. People that play hard, but if you had to bet a full strength Rockets team versus that team, and you spot them 11 points with 3 minutes left, I think the Rockets win 98 out of 100 times. But let's just get going here. Rockets lead 106-95.
Have one guy now. Conley started tonight, but I don't think they have a guy
on Spotify
that when things start to unravel,
it's a screen,
that can pull them out of it.
She's good with the monster slam. He's got 30.
At this point, 108-95. I turned to my friends and said, "Do you want to go? Is it time to not hit the showers?" But I mean, it's like 11:30 at this point. It's a late night. Again, this game started at 8:30 because of ESPN. Like I said, it's possible if the Wolves on this next possession don't go down and score, it's possible that Finch considers pulling the plug and putting in like Jalen Clark and Baron J and just saying, well, we didn't get it done tonight. It's possible, but I mean, a 13-0 run for the Rockets going to start overtime. And what were you thinking at this point?
I mean, 95 points with 3 minutes left in an overtime means that we have not been playing very good basketball as a whole to begin with. So I definitely thought it was over about that. Had a decent fight. It was a fun game. We learned some things, but chalk it up to a tough game and move into the next one.
Yeah, so let's continue here as we go. So actually pretty much exactly 3 minutes left, 108-95, and let's run it. So if you're listening,
the lead is
audio,
13.
Dante has the ball, gets it over.
Still plenty of time, as we saw from what happened at the end of regulation, but something good's got to happen for Minnesota, and it does. Conley with a corner.
Conley nails the three. So we're down 10 here, so you think, maybe, but probably not. I mean, the other team has Kevin Durant on the other side, so, I mean, it's probably not going to happen tonight. And plus, like I said, the clientele on the court. A nice three by Conley. I saw something. That was his first three since, like, the beginning of February. So, or excuse me, late January, actually. That was
we needed that.
Three. Yeah, he was 1 for 5 on the night. So, nice time to pull the rabbit out of the hat.
You were talking about the lineup out there. Yeah, you were talking about the lineup out there, and I mean, we had a lot of guys that were just moving the ball around, and nobody was trying to do anything. Nobody was attacking the rim. It was a lot of deferring to the next guy type thing. And that was going on for the last, for the big run. So at this point, it kind of felt like it was an avalanche going in the wrong direction. And that three was huge. I mean, just a little bit of a spark.
Yeah, and Randall, to his credit, I mean, Randall was taking a lot of crap throughout the game. And honestly, we'll get into that in a second. I think it's overblown. Yes, there was a bad foul. Him trying to get through the screen, maybe he embellished it a little bit. But I will say there are a ton of games where Ant forces the issue and has some bad turnovers and, shoots 40 to 35% from the field, and he doesn't get as much crap as Julius Randle gets. But we'll get into that more. Okay, so now we're thinking maybe, but probably not. Maybe we just – I mean, heck, it was our first points of overtime. So you got to score at some point, So let's get into the next defensive possession.
Three.
So the Rockets are inbounding. Reed Shepard
still got time, but you got to start to get some stops.
Kyle Anderson on him. Bones Highland comes for the blitz.
Jabari Smith left alone. Can't answer with the three.
A wide open three. Now, if you're the Houston Rockets, that's what you want right there. I mean, you got the blitz on Durant, which you knew what was coming. You got it to your big guy in the middle, Şengün, which actually, if we go back a little bit, let's see, right? He's pretty open right here. He maybe should have went into attack. I mean, I understand finding the wide open shooter. Jabari only shoots about 35% from three, although that is his best corner. But if I'm Şengün, particularly if I'm the guy for your team and Kevin Durant's not a factor in this play, I consider going right at these two, particularly when you got an Amen Thompson cutter from the corner. But, I mean, you can't really fault them. They got a wide open three, but just missed it.
Yeah, you got to have some shots bounce out if you're going to make a big comeback.
Yeah, and I thought I liked what the Wolves did here, blitzing Kevin Durant kind of on the fly. I mean, I didn't look it up, but this lineup, there's no way they played a lot of minutes together, if any. And I actually thought the defense was pretty good here.
Well, it's the thing that teams do to Anthony Edwards. Like when it comes to the end of the game, we have one guy really that with the ball in his hands can absolutely take over, and that's Anthony Edwards. So you take that guy out, and now you make the guys that's not their skill set do it. So, yeah, it was a great play, great defensive call, and, we got the miss.
Absolutely. So, like I said, Jabari Smith misses here. We'll go forward a little bit. That's Katie with the ball. And then, okay, here we go. All right. The Wolves coming the other way. Anderson brings it up.
4-on-4.
Over to Conley.
Randall on the coast. Goes to the right hand. Miss. The putback is good by Anderson. And a Houston foul. And good hustle.
I will say, and I know that when we signed him, that we were a little skeptical of bringing back Kyle Anderson. I see his value, man, particularly on a minimum deal or whatever deal. I can't imagine his deal's huge. I see some of the value. I get it. I get it. Now, was he worth what we were paying him when he was here the first time? I don't know. But I think so far, at least, he's been worth whatever we gave him. Like, here's another thing.
That might be one of us. I mean, he played 30 minutes last night. He had 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, in 30 minutes. I mean, that's horrible for a stat line. Like if you're
I understand that, but I do think he brought. I mean, that was a huge play. He's fine. He's fine. And honestly, if you can get a fine player on the scrap heap, I don't mind it. He's doing more for us than Joe is. I'll say that.
Right. At the cost, it's fine. I just wish he wasn't playing as much as he was. But fact of the matter is we've got a lot of guys out right now. But yeah, he's fine.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
Kyle Anderson.
By the way, if you're listening, we're at 108 to 100, which pretty quick turnaround there. I mean, we've already we started this with about 3 minutes left. And we're already within 8, going to be 7 at the free throw line. So we'll go here. Okay,
that's his only points of the game. That was his only points of his game right there.
No, I know. But I did think
that's crazy. I just realized that right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, you want to see the Kyle highlight reel? I can just rewind it. Okay.
That was it.
So here we go. Here's an interesting decision here. So they inbound to Reed Shepherd. Bones Highland is on him. By the way, Terrence Shannon in for Conley, for those of you playing Twingo at home, which, sorry, guys, you haven't won a game yet this year. 0 for 1 today. The Twins lost today, wasted a Joe Ryan start, which is probably the last time I'll mention the Twins on this podcast this year. But, so, inbound to Reed Shepherd, their point guard. And let's roll it.
For Minnesota, as you see them push up and pressure.
So they get it to Şengün for some reason.
6 quick points.
And Randall gets
for Minnesota.
Right
Şengün doesn't.
I think that was a very close 8 seconds. I don't know. That's just doing the internal clock. I'm glad that he called it because it felt like Scott Foster was not on our side that night. But I mean, when it comes down to it, I know Scott Foster had some bad calls, and we probably said some stuff. Scott Foster is not trying to make us lose, and Scott Foster is not rigging the NBA. And he's not in like a point shaving scandal or anything that I know of. So, but yeah, Randall coming up big there. I mean, huge moment. And honestly,
he had a couple of stops.
And honestly, I don't want to get too deep into it, but if they had Fred VanVleet, and obviously, the whole season would probably be different. But I think if they have Freddie there, if they have Reed and Freddie on the floor together, I don't think that 8 seconds happens.
For sure. Randall had a couple good possessions, and that's the same kind of thing that we run into when we have Randall as the guy who brings the ball up. If you put a lot of pressure on these bigs that can dribble, they can definitely do it, but you put a lot of extra pressure on them, and it really kind of mucks it up, So like it's smart. Again, smart by the Timberwolves to put pressure the guys, and when they do the same thing to us, and it's effective, we'll do it to them. So I liked it. Good play by everybody.
It's interesting. I feel like it's an interesting decision, particularly in that situation, 108 to 101, 2 minutes left, that Reed Shepherd, rather than going and helping Şengün, just flares out to the corner. I know he's not a rookie.
That happens more than you think.
But that's a little bit of a mistake. Like, I mean, when you see he's in trouble, go get the ball. Like, and it almost feels like we're doing a Rockets podcast right now. I'm sure there's some fiery Rockets podcasts out there right now. So anyway, if you're listening, Turnover. Wolves have the ball. 2:11 left. 108 to 101. And like I said, Terrence Shannon is in the game. Let's roll it.
Get it across. It's an 8-second backcourt violation.
Oh, side note. There are times, and I know that he probably does love basketball, but there are times where Şengün is looking like he does not like basketball. Like, there were a lot of times, and I was watching last night, he was so frustrated with his team. Now, obviously, it wasn't going right in the first half and most of the second half, but he just he flails a lot. He gets mad at his teammates. He just has a lot of negative energy coming off of him, and I love
animated.
Watching him play. Yeah, very animated player, and I love watching him play. Don't get me wrong. I love like his post work, but it almost seems like him and Durant at times, and you'll see as we go through the clips here. Seems like they weren't having that much fun out there. So, I still got you.
He's got a little bit of that Joker to him. Yeah, he's got a little bit of that Joker to him where he just sort of looks frustrated and mopey a lot.
Yeah, he does. He does. Okay, so turnover, Wolves ball, 108, 101, 2:11 left. Let's go. Of course,
Houston now the team that's falling apart late.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
There's Udoka, which, remember, non-gracefully leave from Boston, wasn't it? Didn't he get into a little bit of trouble there, and the Rockets gave him a shot? Interesting, but okay, moving forward.
For both teams.
Still has not won a playoff series there, so just mentioning.
Turnovers at critical junctures.
All right, so Kyle Anderson forces the issue. Love this. Little inside out driving. The right pass.
It's a 5-point game at the 2-minute mark, and now
that's the value right there of Kyle Anderson. I do think there's some passing value because that was a nice job, first of all, to go right at the defense, attack, stop, and then a great cut by DiVincenzo, and he goes right past Şengün. And I was looking at the shooting splits. DiVincenzo at the rim is only like 52%, which is bottom 89% of the league. And really nice cut there by DiVincenzo. And that's what you love about him. And he was hitting shots last night, but we say it all the time. Even if Divi isn't hitting shots, there's value in him.
Well, I think this was a huge game for him. Like, he needed to step up and start playing better and seeing the ball go in. Glass half empty. So, like, now when I see this play, I say, slow-mo, sort of out of control, dribbles it into pressure where he has no outlet to do anything offensively, gets trapped, and is bailed out by a Dante DiVincenzo cut. Like, if Dante DiVincenzo wouldn't have had that cut, like, he's stuck, so it's sometimes I guess I see things a little different, but either way, I love the way it worked out.
Yeah, that's fair. But like I said, great cut by DiVincenzo there. Just textbook. If you
need more of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's why, and we'll talk about it a little later or in a later podcast. That's when Ant comes back. We need to continue that and fix it in with the strengths of Ant. So we need to be a collage. Like when Randall came back from injury last year, and basically he just fit right in and fit into the offense. The offense didn't fit around him. That's what I think. I think Ant needs to come back and fit into the offense. Now, down the stretch, like if we had Ant, is there a good chance that we win that game in regulation? I think so, to be honest with you. I think he pulls a rabbit out of the hat, but who knows? All right, so 108, 103, and in the matter of, remember, we started with 3 minutes, and it was a 13-point game. It is now a 5-point game with 2:02 left. So now me and the crowd is thinking, we might be able to do this.
Got a shot.
We got a shot. But we'll end we'll continue breaking down this game in 30 seconds. But first, today's show is brought to you by 612tees.com. Cole at 612tees designs awesome shirts for yourself or the Wolves fan in your life. Check them out at 612tees.com and use the promo code RUN25 at checkout, or just click on the link in the description to get 25% off your purchase. That's at 612tees.com. Link in the description. Yes, go to 612tees.com. Use promo code RUN25 at checkout. Cole from 612tees was actually in the building last night. I haven't been able to talk to him yet, but I'm sure he was losing his mind because I know I was. Okay, so 108-103, Houston calls a timeout, and we got some momentum going. What does Udoka have up his sleeve? Let's roll it.
Now, a Houston timeout, and Jaden McDaniels hasn't been back in the game for a while. You got to think, as we mentioned,
Dante pokes it away. He didn't really argue that the ball wasn't off him, so I was pretty sure at the time that it was going to be their ball. But still, good pressure, good backcourt defense there. And like I said, I don't understand why there's not, why isn't Durant up? Why aren't there more guards up there to get the ball? I don't know. But anyway, let's keep going.
Look right as that was knocked out of bounds by Minnesota. There's something wrong there because he has not returned since he left late in the fourth.
So must have went off. All right, so now Durant is back. He turns it up the court.
They get it across the timeline. On this possession, all over him. Durant telling Şengün to get out of the way, that he'll set the screen. Now Durant with a shot clock inside of 10. Thompson bounces down low. Şengün for to shoot. Şengün missed it.
Okay.
Another good stop by Randall.
Very good defense by Randall. Let's go back a little bit. I mean, right here, he's all over him. I mean,
physicality. Using his body. He knows Şengün likes to get low, use that low center of gravity, and he met him force and force. It was his great play.
Now, also, I don't know if it was intentional. Maybe it was. Maybe they just talked about it in the timeout. But the fact that the Wolves knew, here, let's go back a couple things here. Okay, so right here, right? Okay. So
Durant telling Şengün to get out of the way.
Yeah, watch what Dante does here. I want to watch that. Watch what Dante does here.
He'll set the screen. Now Durant with a shot clock.
So good decision. He goes and cuts off Durant, leaving Amen Thompson, knowing that Thompson is like a 20% shooter from three. Yeah. And if you look at his shot chart, all of his buckets are at the rim, pretty much. He's like 20%.
And this is what we were running into as a Timberwolves team last year when Randall or Jaden got caught in the corner, and both of them were terrible last year from the corner. I think in the 20 percentile from the corner. So when you get exactly what you want, a wide open three in the corner three, it's great offense. But now the problem is their player can't do that, So it turns it into a bad possession, which is, great offense into a bad shot. That's why you can't have non-shooters sometimes.
Also, like I said, I keep bringing up the Rockets' point of view, but it's really prevalent here. Okay, so let's go back a couple. Okay, so right here. Anyway,
Durant to get out of the way, then he'll set the screen.
He's got one-on-one here with Dante DiVincenzo, and Dante DiVincenzo is a solid defender, but just the height. Attack. Yeah, the height and the prowess of this situation. Now, if you look, it's the Phil Jackson triangle offense. It's literally a triangle, but I think if you're Durant, you gotta attack. And I know even if
he does get the ball to the 2-on-1. I mean, it works well. It just doesn't work out.
I understand. But throw away analytics on this, right?
Right.
I'm looking at it you're one of the best shooters in the league. You're one of the best shooters of all time. You're one of the best closers of all time. I'm thinking the NBA Finals against LeBron. You're a closer. don't kick it to Amen Thompson in the corner.
No, for sure.
You go hit a jumper if you're Kevin Durant. I'm happy he did, but anyway. All right, so like I said, let's
play shot clock inside of
10. Knowing that he's not going to shoot, probably.
Yeah.
Thompson bounces down low. Şengün 4 to shoot.
Randall did not give up much space there. He held his ground pretty well, and I think Randall thought, hey, if I follow him, I follow him, but I'm not going to let him just push me around down there.
For sure.
So basically, 2 really good defensive plays in the matter of about 45 seconds for Randall that may have saved the game. All right. So
Şengün missed it.
The board.
Rebound Randall. 1:35 left.
Jones gets to Randall.
Hard drive and score.
Attacked immediately right as Şengün goes to the basket. 3-point game. And I love what Randall did there. No hesitation, no little hezzy. He saw he had Şengün on his hip, went right to the basket. And remember, this is a couple plays after going to the basket and completely missing the rim. So I love the energy right there. They got Randall to his spot, and I mean, it's just another clutch play from him.
For sure. I mean, that's what you pay these guys for. That's what you pay your top dogs for.
Right. Okay, so moving on.
Şengün can't stand up there.
Goes to,
he's got to get down the stairs and try to take away the left hand of Julius.
It's interesting pause here. They're having different guys bringing up the court every time. Like, it's not Reed Shepherd isn't necessarily playing point guard for this Houston Rockets team, where
so they don't have one.
Yeah, exactly. But you'd think Reed Shepherd is a decent ball handler here. I don't know. It's weird to me. All right, so let's keep rolling.
Good defensive plays. That time was
just
up top.
It's Durant, like
10 in a row for Minnesota. Durant double gives it.
Again, they get the ball into the point where in the middle where Amen has to make a decision. Last time, or the first time, it was Şengün who kicked it to the corner. Durant, they got it to him off of that, and he kicked it to the corner as well. What will Amen do?
Thompson in the paint. Throws it. Randall missed badly.
He decides to attack right there. How about another defensive play by Randall? I mean,
interesting.
Yeah,
he had plenty of these all game too. I mean, it wasn't like this is just in overtime.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he had some bad offensive plays. Randall did. He missed DiVincenzo on one, but a nice play by Randall. It goes off of the Wolves, and so it's going to be the Rockets ball.
Out of bounds. Going to stay with Houston. 14.
And again, I just want to mention, how about the lineup out there? Like, I've never seen a closing lineup like this. Like, there's no chance they played a minute with each other so far this year. I would bet my house that they haven't played a minute together before this.
I mean, these last 5 games without Anthony Edwards is showing the value of Chris Finch.
Explain that a little bit. Go into that.
I mean, it's overtime right now, and you're starting, and you have Terrence Shannon Jr. out there playing defense, a guy who didn't play any minutes in the regulation. You've got, Slow-Mo out there, kind of initiating and running the offense sometimes, a guy who wasn't even on the roster 10 games ago. Bones Highland, who is a two-way pickup, didn't think he was even going to be playing minutes, and now he's closing this game, in crunch time versus Houston. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, out, and the coach is still pulling the right triggers, having the guys in the right place at the right time. And for this whole stretch of games, we've been playing good basketball, winning basketball with a motley crew of players. And it's, the coach is pulling these strings. Like, this is, if you're going to kill the coach for when your all-stars play bad and you lose games, you have to also praise the coach when your bench scrubs go in there and do a good job.
Right. And I mean, it brings me back to last year, that OKC game. Remember that? I mean, they took out Ant, the game was over, and they came back. All right. So sideline out of bounds, 1:14 14 on the shot clock. Houston ball. Here we go.
14 on the shot clock.
Their inability to.
Side note, I hear Doris Burke get a lot of crap. I think Doris Burke is fantastic. I think she's a great
I think she's
athlete.
perfectly fine.
I think she's very good. But anyway, all right, move forward.
Play with a numbered advantage off a double team from Kevin Durant.
I do, implicit or not, I do think there's some sexism there. I do.
Always is.
Has haunted them.
Right, so inbound, they get to Durant. Nice.
Deflection by Anderson. Durant has possession with a shot clock at 8. Lazy pass, collision. DiVincenzo had it, lost it. Now Minnesota secures it. Then the ball's on the floor again. Bodies on the floor as well. And Ray Acosta and Scott Foster going to talk about it out of bounds.
Okay. Scrappy play. You love it. The Rockets did the same exact thing. The double came. Kevin Durant just fumbled it over to Sengun. They took the ball out of Kevin Durant's hands. Terrence Shannon Jr. almost screwed the pooch right there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, maybe he thought Kyle was faster than he was because he dribbled right into him and almost turned over the ball. But, I mean, like we're saying with Dante, just no holds barred here. On the
collision, DiVincenzo had it, lost it. Now Minnesota secures it. Then the ball's on the floor again.
To Terrence's credit, scrappy enough to get on the floor, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like Kyle was just kind of standing there. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess he probably assumed that he was gonna start playing basketball. But yeah, chaos. But whatever. A lot of chaos. Nothing really came out of it. I'll take it.
All right, so Wolves ball here.
He's on the floor as well. And Ray Acosta and Scott Foster are going to talk about it.
Scott Foster gave us the ball, or was it
is
Ray
Minnesota
Acosta?
ball.
And the turnovers for Houston mounting. Again, they're going to shell out on Kevin Durant, right? And that time just like little mishandle, turnover, and then a wild sequence as it comes loose. This game has been.
We're actually lucky that went off of Amen because Dante is on top of Amen, and they could have easily poked that ball out of bounds. But anyway, moving forward.
Insane.
We've had two crazy games tonight here on ESPN. Atlanta-Detroit went to overtime.
Let me ask you this before we get going. Can Kevin Durant be, at this stage of his career, he has to be he can be the blank best player on his team to win a championship?
Second, probably.
Second. Okay. You still think he can be the number 2 on a championship team?
Yeah. I mean, if he was playing on, Denver, they'd be great. Right. I mean, it depends who the number 1 guy is, but if the number 1 guy is better than Durant, I mean, Durant's still, I don't know what he's scoring this year, but probably 25, 26.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
For sure. But the interesting thing is they got Durant for these situations. They got Durant because they couldn't close last season. And that's what I'm talking about with maybe not on that possession, but at some point, yeah, I know we get on Anthony Edwards for hero ball sometimes on occasion.
Well, I think it's similar problems.
No, but hold on. But at least Ant is willing to go take the shot, even if there's 3 guys on him. Now, you got to rein that in and maybe make some decision making. But I'm sorry, Ant's taking at least one of these shots on these possessions. Yeah. It's happening.
I mean,
so you got to give Ant that. You got to give Ant that at least.
Well, I give him that he makes worse basketball plays than Durant. They just happen to go in sometimes. Making the right play is always kind of the best move. I get it. If you're better than the others, sometimes you have to do that. But I think Durant has the same problem we have, where there's not someone to bring the ball up and get that play going. Like Durant and Edwards loves Durant for a reason. They're both scorers, first, second, and third. So to ask them to be kind of the playmakers too, it takes them out of their strong suit. So I think when Van Vliet went down, it really kind of hampered the impact that Kevin Durant was going to have on the team.
Right. And I think Reed Shepherd's been good, But I think just some of the ball handling stuff almost kind of like what we had. We almost kind of have the same issues. And honestly, I would love this playoff series. Gosh, would that be fun? Durant again, Durant part 2. Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. All right. So moving forward, like I said, turnover, flailing all over the place. Our ball, 105-108. Gabe in the stands is losing his mind at this point. Here we go.
The Hawks won that one.
We
have 1:01 to go in overtime here. And after Houston started OT on a 13-0 run, Minnesota answers with 10 in a row. DiVincenzo to tie it up.
Great play there. Simple play, very simple play. And I know your thing with Kyle. I know you think he's okay, but you got to give him this. Pretty good screen right there. Like
did a great job. Did a great job standing there.
DiVincenzo.
No, it was good. It was good.
He's
got hooked on him a little bit. That was a good move.
Yeah, it was a good move. Step up for big moment for Dante. He was pretty good all game, to be honest. I think he had 18 points.
Huge.
It was interesting. Dante came out in that game, and we thought, it's going to be one of those Dante night. He was 2 for 6. I looked at it. He was 2 for 6 with like 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and you're thinking, oh boy, we're getting a 4 for 15 night from Dante, particularly with all the guys we had out. But no, he kind of played within the offense, hit him when it was big. He actually missed a 3-pointer earlier in the overtime, which we didn't show. But yeah, Dante, huge shot right there.
Big game.
And yeah, tie it up. Okay, here we go.
To tie it up.
This is the 3 again. Place is going inferno. You'd think, like I said, it's game 7 of the NBA Finals. Imagine if this was, oh my God. I think we'd be flipping over cars. Like, I think it would be a riot, but a positive one. A passive-aggressive Minnesota riot. All right, here we go.
What a comeback by the Wolves. After Houston had
Anthony Edwards with his full hat.
And when here we go. A bucket, they've screened at the top of the floor for Dante coming to his right.
Now they're going to Şengün, being guarded by
Randall on Şengün. No Gobert, no Reed, no McDaniels, no Anthony Edwards. 4 starters down for the Wolves. Shot clock at 4. Şengün goes up, missed the shot. Rebound Minnesota.
Yes, great D by Randall there, but interesting. I know we're going back to the Durant thing. Look at him. And I know Kyle's playing good D, but again, KD, and he even does a little push on Kyle, which could have been called. I know it's up like right.
I did it a couple times because Kyle was holding both hands on his chest like the whole time, which is a foul. But
no, I mean, they're not going to call that.
Yeah. I mean, to give it same thing, this is a trouble that we get into. Like when Anthony Edwards can't get going, we give it to Randall 45 feet from the basket and say, create. Like to give that to Şengün out there, that's a lot to ask for a guy that size to dribble it that far and make a play. Like I don't think that's good basketball. Like they need it. That's just a bad play.
Particularly, and I know sometimes Randall isn't the best defender, but like you said, great defense on this one. I mean,
Randall, if you're going man to man,
I'm running. You can keep that.
He's good.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a good one-on-one defender. He didn't give space. He didn't like. Sometimes
used his body, kept his chest out, kept his arms back.
It seems like and don't get me wrong, Gobert actually had a really good game, but obviously the technical and stuff. But like Gobert has a tendency, particularly you see it a lot against Jokic and Şengün, where he just keeps backing down. Like he keeps moving backwards. Like he doesn't stop. He's just hoping to block it at the rim sometimes. And Randall stood tall on that one for sure. All right, so let's continue. Loose ball. Terrence with the big board. And actually, if you look at who's that, Bones? Yeah. Bones' heels are close to the sideline there. That's pretty close. All right.
Rebound Minnesota.
Okay, maybe not as close as I thought. All right. Bones brings it up.
How about about Julius Randle fighting Alperen Şengün every step of the way in the post.
By the way, at this point, I'm telling my friend who are they going to, and I'm thinking Randle, but I'm not totally sure. Although, I mean, based on who's on the court, I mean, who are they going to at this point? I don't think at this point this is not the time for Bones ball at this time. All right, so here we go. We got Jabari Smith on him. Randle does.
8-second difference between the game and shot clocks.
The little screen from
now Randle
TSJ. Randle gets no top.
Guarded by Tate. Randle drives in the lane. Stops, pops, hits. Minnesota takes the lead.
Huge bucket there. He got, who's it? Tate going laterally.
Was that Tate? Yeah, I mean, Tate's a hell of a defender. And again, you get it to him on the logo as a power forward, and he straight line drives to his spot, hits a fadeaway. That's a difference between a good offensive play. Like, you can score 20 points in a game, and you can score 20. Like, they're different. Like,
right.
If you can drive, get to your spot, hit your fadeaway, that's a beautiful play. Great offense. You know, that's not the same as like a loose ball, putting the ball in the basket for two. Like, there's a difference between skill sets, and Julius Randle has a skill set that he will get to his spot, and he can get his shot off, which is what you need in this type of time, you know, when it's crunch time.
Right. Example of just what you're talking about. I looked up a random box score from the Wizards Jazz game, and Cody Williams had 24 points. Randle had 24 points.
Exactly.
In this game. Completely different.
The same thing.
Completely different thing. And Randle, maybe a little bit of a push off there. Nah. All right.
Randle drives in the lane, stops, pops, hits. Minnesota takes the lead with 8.8 seconds left. 15.
And type it. One thing, and I know one thing that we do always give a credit for is he is a cheerleader on the sideline. Like,
team player.
He absolutely cheers for his guys, even if he's not playing. He's not sitting there with like a blank stare on, wishing like, oh man, I wish I was out there. Even times where like that OKC game, I mention that all the time. Like, he was still cheering for his guys. Like, he is a team player, absolutely. So credit to him. Plus, his get up's a little strange, but he made it work. Whatever that was. Now, I got to ask, you're not the guy that thinks that like players should be in like suits, or are you old school like that, or what do you think when they're not playing, or just let them wear whatever they want?
Whatever they want. I mean, come on, what are we talking about?
I guess if the coach doesn't have to wear a suit, then neither should the players, I guess. All right, let's go forward.
For the Wolves.
Suits are dumb.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Gabe is losing his mind right now in the arena. All right, here we go.
I mean, that's back-to-back plays, one on the defensive end and then the bucket. We're going to start with
came back to force overtime.
All right, so okay, let's go a little forward here. They're getting ready. All right, so it's probably going to go to Durant. You're thinking they kept. Do you think in this scenario, is there any value just defensively to put in Jalen Clark for like one-on-one defense, or keep just TSJ?
I would. I'm just surprised Terrence Shannon Jr. is out there for Jalen Clark. I would have Jalen Clark in every opportunity over Terrence Shannon Jr. So I don't really know, but I'm not going to question Finch.
I agree. I'm higher on Clark as well. But as we'll see here, spoiler if you don't know, TSJ might make a play here pretty quick. All right, here we go.
You know they are going to try to make anyone other than Kevin shot.
Absolutely. All right, here we go.
Anderson is defending Durant.
Inbound, sideline, out of bounds, obviously. Oh, side note, I learned this year. So college basketball for the men, if they take a timeout in this situation, they can't advance to the front court. The women, they can. Interesting. All right, moving forward.
Houston out of timeouts. Minnesota out of timeouts. Both teams out of challenges.
All right, so inbound.
Durant trying to get free.
All right, so get it to Durant. Kyle on him.
He's got it. 6 seconds.
Kind of a brush screen from Shepard, although didn't really screen him.
Seconds left. Durant
Gets past Kyle. Dante comes for the help. And I give Durant credit here because he could have got it out to Thompson in the corner, but as we discussed, not a great shooter, but he's looking to score at this point.
drives into the lane, hangs, missed a shot. But
Foul on Randall. I didn't think too bad. I mean, he's just playing help defense there.
The NBA says it was not a foul.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The 2-minute report did?
Yep. Says that was not a foul on Randall.
Okay. All right.
So count that as another defensive stop, if you will.
Yep. All right. So
That's 4 in the last.
And again, Minnesota out of challenges, so Durant will be at the line. Minnesota head.
So Durant at the line. We're thinking, honestly, at this point in the arena, I'm thinking I can't do another overtime. So that's
for sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not missed a free throw tonight.
Also, I want to point this out. I thought it was a woman at the time. I think it's a man. This sweater's amazing. This sweat. Oh, it is a dude. Okay, but that sweater's unbelievable. Do you think I could pull that off?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Moving forward.
23 of 23, and Durant is 10 for 10.
So you get Kevin Durant the inbound on the catch. He gets.
All right. So Durant. All right. Let's move
up just
forward.
And a little body contact, I guess, by Julius on the lower side of Kevin Durant. And Dante
that's pretty vertical right there.
So they got it on Randall. That is his third. And so Durant looking to tie it up.
That's obviously.
Minnesota's out of timeout, so if Durant makes them both, but he didn't.
He got way too much air under that one. It was almost obvious it wasn't going in from watching it. So he misses the first one, so obviously we know what's coming.
The first. I was going to say that they wouldn't be able to advance it, but
by the way, since we started, other than the Sengun dunk, the Rockets have not scored, including that missed free throw. Yeah.
They won't need to, so
now,
you're Durant, you miss on
here.
purpose.
Yeah.
We saw the Lakers.
Kevin's like, I wish I had Curry.
Just over a week ago, have a miracle.
Okay. So why not have a guy right next to Jabari Smith?
Yeah, they do that stuff sometimes. I don't know why. Maybe they watch the crashers. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because like Bones, they kind of have. But I think like the ball is gonna go to Durant. I don't know. Anyway, that puzzled me. Do you think like even like put in Baron J there and just for height, Rucka? I don't know. Like
could get a foul. Who knows?
I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right, so Bones and whoever are kind of doing stuff. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Second free throw.
Rebound off of Minnesota, out of bounds with 1 point.
And at this point, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, anything but that. I guess the only better thing or worse thing than that would be if they actually scored off that, but okay. Terrence can't make the play on that one, unfortunately. Comes off his hands. All right, here we go.
1 second
so 1.1
left. So
left.
Houston has one more shot at it. Reed Shepard will check.
Again, Houston hasn't scored yet.
And Tate will go to the bench. The intentional miss, it works out for the Rockets.
Kyle on Durant.
And they're out of timeouts. Can't get a 5-second violation. Durant defended by Anderson. They're going to put DiVincenzo.
Yeah, they put DiVincenzo on Durant as well, which very good decision. I love that decision to look like he's going to guard the inbounder, and then immediately once they give him the ball, go and make it hard for Durant. I think that's a great decision. And more credit to Finch and Dante as well.
On him as well. So nobody guarding the inbounder. Inbound pass deflected, and the game is over.
So there we go. Terrence makes a play, gets a hand on the ball. Now, do I think that Jabari, with the way his body's going, is going to make that shot with 1.1? I don't think so. But, hey, nice play by Terrence. And the largest comeback in overtime history.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't beautiful. It wasn't like a storybook, big 3-point shot. It wasn't great. But for a team that, after having an entire overtime, still finishes with just 110 points. sometimes you got to win ugly. And we did it. And, we had guys that stepped up that haven't been. Jaden had a big offensive game.
Yep.
Dante picked it up. Like, those two guys have been pretty bad this month, like terrible shooting wise. So for them to get it going, like, we need that now. Like, we need guys that are role players to get hot.
Yeah.
I think before this game I was looking, and we just need this. We need this out of Jaden, especially. He needs to get shooting again. He was shooting 20% this month in like 15 games from three. We need him to be back where he was shooting above NBA average, 35-40%. We need Dante to be aggressive shooting it. And it was a good all-around game. Bones again with another impactful game as a playmaker. Our guys are starting to find their roles and be champions in them. So that's what we need moving forward.
Absolutely. So with the win, the Wolves improved to 45 and 28. Helps. They're the 5 seed right now because the Nuggets won last night. Pretty clear of the Suns. It's still possible, but I mean, the Suns, honestly, I was looking at some of the Suns' past results. Like, if a couple bounces go the other way, they could be in this thing. But I mean, we're 5 up on the Suns with 9 to go. You'd want to think that. And the Suns also play like the Thunder. I think they got the Nuggets left as well. So hopefully you can hang on there. Like I said, I want to avoid the Lakers. But yeah, man, I just go into a personal thing, just a range of emotion from thinking the game is over, thinking that even starting to worry about, by the way, Jaden was okay after the game. That's why he was in the game. He didn't get thrown out. He was actually hurt. But
he knocked knees or something.
Yeah, he's going to be good to go from next game. But I mean, just thinking it was over, actually worrying about like, are some of the things being said for these technicals going to cost the Detroit game? I don't know, but just that was unlike anything I've ever seen from the Wolves. Like without Ant, without Io, without Rudy, without Nas, without Jaden, and Julius Randle, Kyle Anderson, Dante, just these scrappy guys get it done.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Nasri too, because I've been pretty hard on him with his like rebounding and his intensity on that part of the game. And he finished with 13 rebounds like that. And it was like the eye test showed him attacking the rebounds harder. We're going to need that out of him for sure. So that was a huge step up for him. Just when I'm talking about guys that need to be adding to their game at this time of year, right when it matters. Big shout out to him. I hope he continues with that.
Absolutely. So let us know, guys. We're going to continue with our normal podcast thing, our normal format, but let us know if you'd like, if we do videos like this. We'd love to do them, kind of a film study. I thought it was actually pretty fun analyzing some of it, because you can talk in generalities about the game, but when you really go play by play, you actually really learn a lot. But Chris, thanks so much for being here. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, let's keep this, keep these good games going and hope Anthony Edwards can be healthy.
Absolutely. Might be back on Saturday. That's actually what's great for Ant this week was, and we mentioned it, game on Wednesday, game on Saturday, and that's your whole week. So, I mean, there's time to heal up for that. Anyway, this is the Running with the Timberwolves podcast on the Believe Sports Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And tell us in the comments, who do you think was the MVP of that overtime? Was it Randall? Did you think it was Kyle? Did you think it was DiVincenzo? Did you think it was TSJ? Do you think it was Conley for hitting that 3 that he hasn't done since January? Let us know who was the MVP of overtime. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube for the best Wolves content on the internet. Check out 612tees.com. Use promo code RUN25. Get 25% off your purchase. And as always, go Wolves.